Is it
All right.
recording?
It is recording.
Oh.
Tyrus, say hi.
Hi, guys.
All right. This is a review for quiz 4.3-4.4. We are going to do most of them together, so if you're watching this video, you are in luck. If you decide to skip this video and just go straight to the quiz, sucks to be you.
Sucks to suck.
Yep. All right, moving on. Ready, Freddies?
Yeah.
Number 1, zooming in. Zoop. 1 through 4 says solve the inequality, then graph the solution. Now, hold on. Before we even get started, what was the one strange, weird rule we learned yesterday?
Divide or multiply by a negative number, the inequality sign has to flip.
Yes, love it. Thank you. So I'm going to write that right here. So if you times or divide by a negative, your signs flip. I want you to remember that, okay? And I got it right there. Times or divide by a negative, your signs will flip. Keep that in your mind at all times, okay? Now, can I just go ahead and start graphing this?
No.
I can't graph anything until my variable is all by itself, correct? How do I get C by itself? Divide by 4, divide by 4. I love how I see Tyrus, and I see most of you guys writing this down. Good job, everybody. Now, if I divide by 4, this one goes away. I'm left with C is less than. What's 28 divided by 4?
7.
7. Now, is my variable alone?
Yes.
Can I now graph it?
Yes.
Yes. So underneath your work, go ahead and draw me a little graph. Did my sign have to flip?
No.
Why not?
Because we didn't divide by negative 1.
Good. I didn't divide by negative 4. It was a positive 4, so it's all good. So I'm going to go ahead and just put my 7 here. I mean, my number line's a little messed up anyway, you know, because how many lines do I have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah. I'm just going to put 7 here. 0's like somewhere over here. Open circle or closed circle?
Open.
Why?
Because it's not equal to.
Very good. And it says C is smaller, less than?
Goes left.
Left. Very good, kids. Okay. Do you think you guys can do 2, 3, and 4 on your own?
Yes.
You know what I notice about 2, 3, and 4?
You have to flip.
Yeah. Let's do one of them together. Which one would you like to do, 2, 3, or 4?
2.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
Yes.
You don't want to do the decimal one?
No.
No.
Let's do the decimal.
No.
Let's do the decimal.
No.
Let's talk about 2, and then we'll do the decimal one.
Oh.
How do if I'm on number 2, how do I solve for x?
You have to multiply by negative.
I would multiply by negative 2 to both sides? Correct? I'm multiplying by a negative. What is that, your big sign warning thing to go do?
Flip it.
Flip it! So it's going to be x, flippy. I flipped it. What's 4 times negative 2?
Negative 8.
Negative 8. Can you graph that easily for me? Heck yes. Now let's talk about 4. Number 4. What's happening to B?
It's being multiplied.
Good. It's being multiplied by negative 1.2. What's the opposite of being multiplied by negative 1.2? So if I divide both sides by negative 1.2, whoop, 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 whoop. What's my warning signal for? That warning signal is for what? Flip, flip, flip. I'm going to be left with B. I'm going to flip the sign. Now, 4.8 divided by 1.2. What is 8 divided by 2? 4. So it's going to be 0.4 something, agreed? 4.8 divided by 1.2 is? Actually, it's just 4. Yeah. Positive or negative?
Negative.
Why is it negative?
Because negative. You're dividing by negative 1.
Very good. Okay, so can I graph that? So I'm going to say zeros here. 1, 2, 3, 4, negative 4. Open circle or closed circle?
Close.
Why?
Because it's equal to.
Very good. And it says B is less than.
So
Left. Huh, what do you know? Pretty easy, right?
Mm-hmm.
What's the big thing you have to remember on those?
flip.
Flippy, 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 flippy. Okay?
Flippy.
Any questions on 1 through 4?
Nope.
No? Okay, let's talk about 5 and 6. Write the word sentence as an inequality, then solve it. You guys, there's 2 parts to this question. The first part is write it as an inequality. The second part is solve it. You don't have to graph it though, okay? So, let's start with number 5. The product of a number and -5 is at least 35. So, hold on. What does the word product mean?
Multiple.
Very good. What 2 things am I multiplying?
5.
-5 and a number. A number can be x, right?
Mm.
How do I write -5 times x? Yeah, -5x. -5x is at least 35. So now here's the hard part. What sign goes in the middle? What's that?
Greater than or equal to.
So let's just say if we put a greater than or equal to, let's read it this way. Can -5 times x be 36?
Wait, what?
It says that this has to be at least 35. That means could it be greater than 35?
Yes.
Yes. Could it be less than 35?
No.
It has to at least be 35, right?
35 or greater.
35 or greater. And that's how Gavin knew that it had to be or equal to. Because could it be 35? Yeah, it could be. But it has to be at least 35, which means it could be greater, right? So that would be the correct answer. Let's talk about number 6. A number divided by 3. Already, what's your equation going to look like?
N divided by 3.
N divided by 3. I'm going to rewrite that so you guys can actually see it over here. N divided by 3 is no more than 12. No more.
Is less than
Less
12.
than or equal to.
Less than, yeah.
Why do you guys think less than or equal to? Could it be
This is
12?
No more than 12.
So could it be 12?
So, yes.
Yes, but it can't go any more than that,
Yeah.
which means it has to be smaller, 12 or smaller, correct?
Yep, yep.
Now, you guys, that's only 1 point each. I'm missing the second point for each of my questions. What do I need to do now?
Solve.
Solve. When I solve, all I want you to do is get your variables by themselves. Okay, so go back to number 5. How would I get the variable all by itself on number 5?
Add 5. Wait, no. Divide.
Divide by -5?
Yeah.
Whoop, 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 whoop. Flip! I'm dividing by a negative. Divide by -5, divide by -5, flip it. So it's going to be x is less than or equal to
-7.
-7. So I have 2 answers, and if you look over on the line, they give you like a couple spots to write. So on your notebook, make sure you circle 2 answers. One answer is I wanted this equation. The other answer is I wanted you to solve it. Okay? I'm not going to do the second half on 6 because I feel like you guys can do that one pretty easily. Could you get n by itself?
Yes.
And I'm not going to need to flip, am I?
No.
No, because I'm not timesing by a negative, right? Okay. Okay, now, any questions on 5 or 6? All right, let's do 7 through 10. 7 through 10 says solve the inequality and then graph it. Guys, there's no difference 7 through 10 versus 1 through 4. They're pretty much the same thing. It's just that 7 through 10, you have an extra little step in there, right? What is my extra little step?
Adding or subtracting.
Right, yeah, I just have like an extra thing I have to solve, right? So let's see, let's look through them. Let's only do one together. Would you like to do number 10?
Sure.
Yeah? Okay, let's look at number 10. Directly, what's happening to x?
It's being divided by 3.
Indirectly, what's happening also to x?
Added by 2/3.
Which one of those do I need to get rid of first?
2/3.
Good. How do I get rid of plus 2/3?
Subtract it.
Subtract 2/3 from both sides. Okay, now these two cancel out. That's nice. Now, I can't subtract these until I have a common. How do I change 2/3 to a common denominator?
common denominator is 6.
Okay, I want this to be a 6 now, right? So I want it to be 1/6 minus something 6
So,
times this by 2 times this by 2.
yeah, 4/6.
Now, if I have 1, take away 4, my answer is going to be negative, right?
-3/6.
Negative 3/6, which is 3/2 of 6. So isn't negative 3/6 the same as negative 1/2?
Yeah.
Okay. I'll let you guys write that down for a second, so that way I'm not going too fast. Basically, all we've done is we just took 1/6 minus 2/3. And when we did that, we got negative 1/2. Okay? We're not done yet, right? Because look, now I've got x divided by 3 is greater than negative 1/2. I can't graph anything until my x is by itself. How do I get x by itself? Good. Multiply both sides by 3. Now these ones cancel out. How do I multiply a fraction by a whole number?
3 can be 3/1.
Okay, 3 is 3/1. Multiply the tops.
3/2.
Well, hold on. Don't forget this little negative right here. What's negative 1 times 3?
Negative
Okay, what's 2 times 1?
2.
Negative 3/2?
Yep.
Okay. Now, my friends, nothing had to get flipped, right? I didn't multiply or divide by a negative answer. So far what I've got going on is x is greater than negative 3/2. What is negative 3/2 as a mixed number? Very good, David. It's negative 1 and 1/2. So it's x is greater than negative 1 and 1/2. Woof! That was a lot of work. But now can I graph that? Uh-huh. I'm going to erase my work right here just so that I can graph it, okay, guys? Okay, so I'm going to go to negative 1.5, which would be right here. Open circle or closed circle?
Open.
Open. Left or right?
Right.
Because it says x is greater.
Oh.
7, 8, 9. You have to get the variable all by itself. The one thing you need to be very careful about is what? Yeah. Be super, super, super careful if things get flipped, okay? Okay. Any questions on 7 through 10, or should we move on? Keep trucking? Okay. Number 12. A baseball team has 30 players. They need to make cuts so that there are at the most 25 players. Write and solve an inequality to find the number of players that must be cut from the team. So they're saying we have 30, right? We need to subtract or take away an unknown amount of players. However, my players cannot be more than 25. Agreed?
So less than or equal to.
Less than or equal to?
11.
This is number 12. 30 minus x cannot be bigger than 25. Agreed? But it could be less than 25. They're not saying that I have to have 25 players on the team. Could I have 24 players on the team?
Yeah.
Sure. Could I have 20 players on the team?
Yeah.
Sure. That's why there is no exact answer, right? So here's the equation. That's 1 point. Could you then solve for this?
Yes, you can.
When I solve for these, all I'm asking you to do is get x by
So,
itself. How do I get x by itself?
Subtract 30.
Okay, so I'm going to subtract 30 from both sides. What's 25 minus 30? Signs are different.
-5.
Negative 5?
Yep.
So I have negative x is less than or equal to negative 5. Now what?
Uh,
Is x by itself?
No,
Why is it not?
because it's negative.
Yeah, we never can have a variable with a negative, right? So technically it's not by itself yet. How do I get rid of that negative?
Divide by -1.
Okay, so you're saying this is actually negative 1x, right? How would I get rid of a 1 that's butted up next to an X? Divide.
Divide.
I'm about to make a really annoying sound. Why?
Because you gotta flip.
Flip! Whoop, 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 whoop! You have to flip it. So this is going to be X is greater than or equal to,
-5.
ooh, you're close, not -5.
5.
Just 5.
5. What that means is, you guys, is that I can take away 5 players from my team. Agreed?
Yes.
Or could I take away 6 players from the team?
Mhm.
Could I take away 7 players from the team?
Mhm.
8 players?
Yeah.
9, 10, 11, 12?
Yeah.
Sure. That's what they want you to do for this one, okay? I basically just did the entire number 12 with you. I was just going to kind of get you started on it, but I wanted to finish it off, okay? It's 2 parts. You have to write me the inequality, which is right here, and then you need to solve it, which is right here. It doesn't say to graph. Okay? Remember, this video you'll be able to go back and watch in case you don't have all this work shown, okay? You can always go back and watch it. I'm going to go and erase. And I want to just talk about 13, okay? 13 says, the volume of this rectangular prism must be at least 36 cubic feet. Write and solve an inequality that represents what h could be. So, depending on what h is, the volume will change, agreed? How do I find the volume of a cube? Volume of a cube is, good, length times width times height. Do I have a length and a width? It's a 3 times a 4. Do I have an h? I've got an h. I don't know what it is, right? So I've got 3 times 4 times h. That would get me the volume. And I cannot let it be anything smaller than 36. It can be 36 at least, right? So what sign can go in the middle? Can it be bigger than 36? It just can't be less than 36, right? Because it says at least 36 feet. So what sign would go in the middle?
36.
Very good. Greater than or equal to, because it could be bigger, right? Could the volume be 27? Sure. Or sorry, not 27. I meant to say 37.
Oh, like,
Could the volume be 37? Yes. Could the volume be 100?
Mhm.
Yes. Could the volume be 20?
no.
No, because we want the volume to be at least 36, right?
Mhm.
Now, that's only part of your answer. The next part is solve it. Could I get my h by itself? How would I do that? Well, can I add these like items first? What's 3 times 4?
12.
So it's going to actually be 12h is greater than or equal to 36. Agreed? I am not going to finish this off because I want you guys to solve it for me, okay? Do you know how you'd get rid of 12? Easy, right? All right. Your quiz, let's see, 1 through 4, that's 1 point each, okay? 5 and 6, they're 2 points each because you need to solve it and write it as an inequality, okay? 7 through 10, 1 point each. 12 is 2 points because you needed to write it and solve it. And 13 is 2 points because you needed to write it and solve it, okay?
Did you already do 13 with this?
This one right here?
Yeah.
It's almost done.
She did 12, but we still need to do.
Yep, you're missing just the solving portion. Okay? All right. So that's how you're going to do your quiz. Write it on a separate sheet of paper, upload it, and it will be due by tomorrow. Okay?